Hi there, it's Mare. This is part 2, video number 2 of the Junky Journal series that I have put together. It's just a fun challenge to use as many low-cost items that we can to put a journal together. This is my cover, so this is my cover reveal, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 layers. So I mentioned how it was just going to be heavily layered. This is the cereal box for the base, and I used a cereal box cover for this, and it's just decoupage and lots of inks, piece of scrap fabric, doily. This is my book image that I showed in the last video, and I put some trim around there and some greenery in a bow, and these are the colors that inspired me. It was on here, on this doily part. It's like orangish peach color with shabby shutters, really goes well with that from the Tim Holtz collection. So that is I kind of got like a color scheme thing together. And these are the colors that I will be using along with some walnut stain. Okay, so that's what I've done for my cover. I hope you guys had fun creating your cover and that you did your homework and had all your signatures put into your book. I've added a hole here on the spine between the signatures. This cereal box, even though I have reinforced it, was still really good with just, punching a hole in it. I will be putting an eyelet in there and putting a tassel on there. I got all my signatures signed, sewed in. I've left really long string here, so I'm going to add some beads and probably some beads and charms, and whether you have them on the outside or the inside, you'll still be able to follow along with that. That's coming in an up and coming video. So here's all my pages. I've added a pocket here, so I'll show you really quick. That will be one of your homework things. I just used some scrap fabric. I've made 2 pockets here, and this one here. Nope, there. Okay, 2 pockets. And here I'm just going to be adding a snippet of fabric, so that will come later as well. And I'll be decorating this, but our booklet that we'll be making in the next video is a booklet with junk mail envelopes. So you're going to want to get your pockets put in. If you're going to do a pocket, you can also do a side tuck or anywhere. The booklet can go anywhere in your journal that you choose to make a pocket. So on this side, I usually match what I do on the front cover inside to the back cover inside. And I just layered a piece of muslin, and I glued 3 sides down to make that pocket. I did the same here with coordinating fabric, and I'm using the same fabric that I used on the front cover. And then I will be layering on that as well, like so, or whatever snippet I come up with. This is actually part of a bag snippet that I'm going to be putting on a bag, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, let's set this aside. So I'd love to see your covers at some point. I do have an email address if you want to show me your cover. That would be great. This is, again, I used a cereal box for that too. So just the layers, I used some of that foam stripping that you can get anywhere, dollar store, craft store, and just to give it a 3D effect. I have all my tassel fabrics picked out, and they're all coordinating with those ink colors that I showed you, and that'll be fun to make too. Okay, so I mentioned all the coffee filters, coffee dyed filters, white filters. So I've made these flowers, and here's an example of one that I've made, and just the round, rosettes, I guess you'd call them. Here, they're a little too close. And I've made that one, and these that have little stems on them. I'm not finished coloring that one, and this one, that'll be fun on a tag or other places. Whoop, in the journal. Oh, there we go. I think I put Mod Podge on that one too. Put a little brown ink around the edges. And this is one that I just made today. It's got that little center, so I haven't had time. I'm gonna add to that center there. And I really like how that one turned out. And look at how thin they are. very fun for our journals, for tags, for some index cards we're going to be doing some fun things on. So I'll show you real quick what I did. I'm trying to make this video short so I can load it up easily. So I took white and natural coffee filters and I wet them in the sink and just laid them down. I scrunched them up, some while they were soaking wet, some when they started to dry, and just get it nice and crumbly and crunchy. And it gives just some texture in there, and it gives some great little lines in there, scrunchy lines. So I laid it down on a towel to air dry, and I just sprayed with some different distress oxides that are coordinating with what I want, or even just any color that I want the flowers to be. Browns and such. You can use food coloring. There's a lot of alternatives you can use. So let me show you how to make one type of the flower. You just fold it in half there. And in the description box, I will put a link to a video that was helpful for me. Most people on YouTube are making flowers out of these that are using stems, and beautiful work too. But I've been making these round ones for a long time, and I also have been making these out of fabric and out of paper for a long time as well, and we'll get to that. So fold it in half, fold it this way, fold it again, and because I want smaller flowers, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just do a little scallop down here. This is our inside flower, meaning the inside part of the flower. I'm just going to save this because I can use it for these round rosette flowers. Just going to curve that around, cut down the folded end, open it up, and it's got scallops on there. Okay, so you can make them more pronounced like I did that because we cut down the fold a little bit. So you can just make it look more like petals, where it's just going to go down a little bit more. Doesn't have to be perfect. These are going to be scrunched, and they're going to have another flower around it as well. Flower petals. So I'm just cutting, half an inch to an inch down. There's really not going to be a wrong way to do it. Just put the colors in your coffee filter that you want. If you want it super grungy, just leave it coffee dyed. That would be great. So the inside here, I'm just going to pull together. So you're just gathering. So I'm taking from the bottom and just gather it up, scrunch it together. You can even scrunch down the top like so. And that would be our center. Okay, let's get to the second one. So I'm just going to grab one of my filters and I'm going to fold it in half again. And once more. Now this is going to be the outside layer, but I'm still not going to make it super big, and I'm just going to do a heart shape. Again, I'm going to cut down the fold somewhat, open it up, see if it's a little too big or if it's fine. I think that's fine. So I'm going to take this and, well, you know what? Yeah, that's good. Because we scrunch it. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to squeeze it into the bottom like so. I have a hot glue gun next to me. You can use any glue that you like. I like the hot glue because you can work with it well. It's quick. And it just makes that little flower. And then I'm just squishing down the bottom to make it a little flatter. Okay, so when you go to open it up like this, you're only going to see the little bits of color coming through. However, I did put some ink on this acrylic block here. Just smushed a little bit of, like, if you want to, I have oxide sprays, but because of the video, I'm just going to do it here. A little bit of water, go through it, and you just pounce it on top like so, and it's going to add a little bit of color to your flower. You can do that. Any light colors on craft doesn't really show up as well, but there's the flower. And then I'm going to take a little piece of what we cut off, and I like this brighter piece here, and I'm just going to form a little ball. So if I got it the way I like it, I'm gonna get my glue gun and just stick some in the middle. Stick this one in here. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Open it up a little bit and find a good center where you got the leaves evenly as much as possible on each side. Again, it's gonna be scrunched, so, and then I'm just gonna stick a little bit of glue in there, stick my little piece in there, flatten it out, and just bring everything together and squish. Once it's all glued as well, you can always come at the bottom here, and before you put it in your journal, just cut it off here because you will be gluing it down. So that's the easy one, and these are, I just made a bunch of them. And I thought, well, even if I don't use it for this journal, I can use it for other ones. I mean, very, very great possibilities with them, especially the white too, because you can really have fun using the color method here. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. The second one I wanted to show you, where's my circle? Did I lose it? Did I lose it? Let's see, let's just make another one. So I just took some offcut scrapbook paper. Whoa, sorry about that. Just made a circle, punched out a circle. This is 1.25 inches because I know I'm making smaller ones. And I used to make the fabric ones, but they can tend to get a little bulky. But I'm just using some longer pieces. I just ripped up some old pattern paper, and I kind of just make a little tip here. And you can probably guess if you've done these before. So you just take the tip part, and I'm just gonna put there. I'm gonna leave some space on the inside. Take it, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Let's get a little bigger piece. And the writing on it is really kind of cool too, to have that showing. And I'm just gonna put it all around my circle like this. Okay. And it doesn't matter if things are sticking out at the end, because honestly, you're gonna be cutting and trimming and forming. And I'm just squishing it on there. Okay, you can be more precise with it and really get into making your cone shape. That one fell off because I'm trying to go too fast. My videos, I'm in a really rural area, so it takes forever for my videos to upload if they're too long. So that's like the first layer. So you're gonna do all the longest ones. Then just take short pieces, scrunch, 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 make a little point at the end, and then you're gonna go on the inside and do the same thing, putting a layer. I usually go the opposite or in between the two. You know, for me, I don't care if it looks a little sloppy now because I know the end result is going to look good. Again, you can do some coloring for this one as well and add your own food color if you don't have any of the oxides or the inks. So you get the idea. And then sometimes I'll go in there and go push it together like this and just make it even rougher like this. And then the same thing, you're going to use a piece of your cut off of your coffee dye, grab a piece like this, roll it in a ball, stick it in the center. And if it's not colorful enough when you put it in there, you can definitely still spray it. And you're just fluffing all of that up. If you need to add more, you can add more. And it's just tattered, and I love it like that. So squish it together, squish it down. Like how that one turned out. A little bit better than this one, but I think it's good. I think I'm even gonna use a little, I've got a wood burning tool. I think I'm gonna have some fun with that and just really grungy it up. So I hope you guys have fun trying to make your own little flowers like that. Let me do the rosette real quick. So with that, I just took offcuts like so, the coffee filters that I did, and I'm just gonna start a little ball like this and roll it like this. Now there's a lot of videos for these, but I put it down here, and hopefully you can see. So I'm just squishing it down, basically just holding it down. So I'm taking my edge, right? I'm twisting, and I'm turning, twist and turn all the way around my circle. And I'm just twisting it around like this to form this circle. Now you can keep it even looser. Okay, so I'm making the round circle like this. Now if you wanted to make it loose, you could do that too. Let me do this one. Put it in a ball like this. Basically just holding it down. So I made my little ball for the center. And you take it, you can add glue as you go. You know, keep some of the sides up if you like, or fold them and keep them up. Fold them here and around, and just keep forming your circle all the way around. Adding a little glue so your paper holds. And look at it, I like that. That looks really, it's looking really pretty. And then I'm gonna add a different color, like a dark color or so to the center and make it more defined. Now you can tell that if you had it down on a table, and then you just move your stuff around lightly, and it just forms a little rosette circle. I think it's super cute, even to put a little pearl in there, a pearl bead, or a button. A button would look super cute in these too. Just an old button. So that is the flowers. Now the coffee filters, I used it for pieces. You can cut them and rip them and, you know, make this style. You could do that as well. And also this is just a bag that my husband went to Wendy's and got an oatmeal bar. And this was just one of the glassine bags. So if you don't have any, just keep an eye out for the things that you use or typically throw away, so we can, you know, use them in this challenge. So I just took one of these coffee filters and used a very small stamp and just stamped one stamp that I used all the way around, like a small one like this. This is just a little flower. And all around, I put some gesso and stuff on the back. It was already crinkled, so I just used some Mod Podge. And remember, you can use watered down Elmer's glue if you don't have Mod Podge, and that would work as well. And then we're just gonna, next week, we're gonna build up on that using some of our flowers. So I'm gonna get some of these a little perfected, and I am going to just build. So get your scraps of fabric ready. Okay, and with some cheesecloth or creepy cloth, and we're just gonna build a really pretty design on that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week, that is your homework, is to get your pockets put in if you're going to be using pockets, and also grab your coffee dyed or regular, because we're gonna do some decoupage on some of these. And all I did was attach them together. See, I opened it up all the way. It doesn't matter if it's a little ripped here and there, or if they even match perfectly. And all I did was open them both up and attach them here. Left a little pocket, so I glued here, and along here, and along here. So this, oh, did I do that right? No, I'm sorry, this way. So you fold, you open them up and you glue here and here in the bottom, which forms a little pocket in here. And when you close it, you want to make sure there's enough room for this second one to fold over, like this. We'll go over it again on, the next video. But this is what I've gotten, what I've done. So I just put some gesso on it. I didn't like the print in back, and even though I'll be collaging or doing some decoupage rice paper or napkins over it, I left a pocket in here, and that's going to close, and that just closes enough to cover up the window. Okay, and we're going to make little paper in there, little areas for photographs, so I thought that would be fun. So that's your homework. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time catching this video series, I will link the part 1 in the description box. And you guys have a great day. Thanks.